Well, to Benue State now, where the government has alerted residents of the state, especially those living on the banks of River Benue, to relocate to higher grounds. The Commissioner for Water Resources and Environment and Climate Change, Ugu Odo, who issued the red alert, stressed the need for residents to be vigilant. Our correspondent, Mayowa Okunato, reports.
National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, earlier put 13 states across Nigeria on red alert about the potential suffering massive flooding following plans by Cameroon to release water from the Lago Dam. Flooding in Benue is an annual recurring event at different degrees. The river had numerous times in the past overflowed its banks, submerging houses, sweeping away properties, valuables, and leaving many displaced. Till date, victims of past flood disaster are still receiving assistance from NGOs through the state government.
The federal government approved this special intervention to assist vulnerable persons across the country and those affected by the flood to support their quick return to normalcy. This intervention, sir, is also expected to drive the sustainable socio-economic resilience of the target's most vulnerable individuals.
As they receive these palliatives, some share their harrowing experience.
Tinubu administration that he have given this help to we Benue State.
The state government has begun the sensitization of Makadi residents on the possible damage the rise of the River Benue could bring.
As of last year, the water level at this point was 11.08. But as of this morning, the same time last year that we check is 8.090, which is a good timing for us.
Sensitizing people through radio programs, just making general announcements for people to be aware and understand the seriousness of what is coming ahead.
While some appreciate the warnings by state government, other business operators and those residing along the banks of River Benue in Makadi expresses their level of preparedness.
If water comes, we need to move, go front, go back, follow the streets. So for some short time, the water will go back. So that's how we normally do.
We're coming here and advising us how to stay with our own property and life here, and advising us how to stay close to the river because of the flow, to stay away, so we are happy.
Water channels ensures that water can be transported through protective surface of the cell. Now the question is, what happens when there's a jam in the water channel?
And for more on this, I'm being joined by our correspondent, Mayowa Okunato, and he joins me from Makodi. Mayowa, give us a bit of a heads up now on the level of preparedness on part of the government to handle an impending flood disaster when the Lagdo Dam, water from the Lagdo Dam is released.
Well, we know very well that Benue is one of states mostly affected by this flood, and it has been something that it's a yearly occurrence. Well, the state government has shown preparedness by, first of all, sensitizing, creating awareness about this coming predicted flood, and also some of the problem identified by the newly appointed Commissioner of Water Resources and Environment, Climate Change. It was the notice of waste at water channels, which is something that can hinder the free flow of water. And he has promised to make this his top priority and make it an agenda of clearing the water channels so there can be free flow of water. And also residents are living by the water banks also have been advised to vacate as soon as possible so they don't become a victim of this flood this year as it may be. So all these are just parts of preventive measures put in place to ensure residents don't get caught up with the predicted flood.
Indeed. And talk to us about the level of awareness. Though you said that the government is doing its part to sensitize the people about the impending disaster that might likely occur, but talk to us about the people's level of awareness in terms of waste management practices. I can see in your report there was some level of disposal, indiscriminate disposal rather, of waste in the water channels. Talk to us on the level of sensitization efforts ongoing in Benue State.
Well, it has made clear to residents that there's a punishment for those disposing waste in a manner that's not proper. So these are also ways that will ensure this water have free flow in waterways. For instance, and residents living by the water banks also have shown readiness to vacate as soon as possible to ensure they don't get caught up, because most of them were seen relocating their loads, some seen clearing water channels and the likes. But those with major waste, major dump in waterways, the state government have promised to make it a top priority in clearing those waterways to ensure there's free flow of water and it doesn't repeat itself by residents. They are giving warnings to residents who are responsible of littering these water channels, and also they have promised to have a meeting with those responsible for picking up waste by the roadside and those packing waste, meeting people packing waste. Well, the agency is responsible for packing the waste has promised to meet with them this coming week and then ensure that they do the need.
Right. Thank you so much, Mayowa Okunato, live for us from Makurdi, for the updates there.